So, live update. I was gonna end the podcast,
Uh-oh.
but hang on. This can't be real.
Oh, no. What's going on?
Hang on. Google Snyder cut real quick.
Oh, God. Oh, no, we're not doing this. It will be an entirely new thing. Zack Snyder, 20 plus... is happening? It will include Oh, my... Oh. What? Is this happening?
CNBC is
HBO Max 20... Oh, my God.
214 minutes. That's so long.
How long?
That's over 3.5. That's almost 3.5 hours.
3.5... Oh.
That's over 3.5 hours.
So this is... Okay, so this is happening. Oh, my... 7 minutes ago. The nerd world... The nerd world has been turned upside down once again.
I guess it's a good thing we recorded this when we did, because that is.
This is okay. So wait a minute.
Talking about how it's not going to happen.
Oof. Well, there's that. But look, I mean, oh my God, you can't be serious.
No. It's gonna be bad, right?
Yeah. No, this isn't gonna be good. This isn't gonna save anything. This movie's still gonna be.
Warner Brothers is finally releasing the director's cut of Justice League. It will arrive on HBO Max in 2021.
Are you serious?
This
is happening? This is actually happening.
is um
I don't even know what to say right now.
I okay.
Are you?
Okay. So, I've had time to collect. It's weird that they're not showing it in theaters. I think.
Yeah. And especially if it's slated for next year, so it's not about the current issue. It's more just
I think the idea is that they want people to download and pay for the HBO Max subscription,
hmm
and this is the hook.
yeah. And you know those fanboys will do it too.
But I feel like, just imagine if the Avengers Endgame, if that was released on Disney Plus, only Disney Plus, like how that would have been a completely different. I probably would hate that movie, honestly. Like I'm being exaggerating, but like the main reason I adore that movie as much as I do is because of the crowd reaction to
In
the
theaters,
stuff that
yeah.
happened. Like I wouldn't have that same. This I would
No,
probably still like it, but wouldn't have the same feeling about
no,
it.
it wouldn't be in this like you wouldn't get all this adrenaline you felt
Just
the
by
first
thinking about
time
it.
you saw.
Like I would
Yeah,
definitely try to linger on the bad, or at least the not as good stuff more than just thinking about the fantastic climax and just general good action. Why does
so what?
Darkseid need to be in the first Justice League movie? What? That's
I
so
mean,
dumb.
what do you think they're gonna do? I mean, do you think? Okay, so it's 3.5 hours now. So
That's
like an
an
extra
hour and
hour,
a half longer than the
hour and a
original
half
cut.
long. That's right, because it was
Yeah,
so hour and a half long. That's a lot of movie.
we the
That's
reason
another movie.
yeah, like the main thing. I remember both of us coming out of Justice League, we were like, it wasn't great, but at least it was short.
Yeah.
At least it was tolerably short.
Are we gonna watch this?
pirate
I
it.
feel
Someone's gonna pirate it, and we'll find a way.
I know. I'm not getting HBO Max,
If
but
there's
like
a free trial, like even like a week, that's enough to watch it.
this is true. But
But
like this is wow.
wow, just wow.
So here's my okay. So
Go.
here's my thing. Here's my thing. So okay, maybe the Snyder Cut is real. Maybe they're doing it. But here's my: is this really gonna make the movie better though?
No, it's gonna
Like,
make it worse. I almost guarantee it. If it's anything like Batman versus Superman, it's gonna be worse.
it's gonna be worse. Like, it's not gonna make any sense. Characters are gonna be all over the place, not have a real personality, make
Mm-hmm.
no sense. Motivations are gonna be who knows what.
Yeah,
Dark
like
side, I don't even know what Dark Side's
essentially,
gonna.
this movie is almost definitely gonna feel like two, if not three, movies scrunched into one.
Yeah,
Like Endgame earned it because of this 22, 23, I think, movie saga leading up to this. So it was allowed to be 3 hours because it finished
had
that
everything.
era. Here, it's the first after 5 movies. Like you don't deserve that yet. You can't.
No, you have not earned, and not like these 5 movies were knock them out of the park. 2 of those maybe were all right, but
Yeah,
like,
and like it makes perfect sense to have Steppenwolf be in part one and then maybe have Darkseid be in the sequel. That just kind of makes sense.
yeah, you don't start with Thanos in the first Avengers
Yeah,
movie. You work your way up.
it's especially if they do keep the stinger at the end of Lex Luthor forming the Legion of Doom or the Injustice League, whatever they're going to call it. I feel like after Darkseid tries to take over, Legion of Doom is just going to kind of be
Not matter.
not as big a deal.
Yeah. Especially, but I mean, at this point, does it really matter? Because are they even doing that?
Probably not.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are they even doing? Like, they're just throwing movies out. There's no universe
Even though
anymore.
Deathstroke looks so
I know.
perfect, literally
Look,
perfect, perfect casting, perfect suit, perfect everything.
looked so cool, but didn't get to do anything. And like, it's weird because like, it feels like they're just throwing movies with DC titles out. They're kind of doing like a Fox thing. They
Mm-hmm.
own these titles, so they're just throwing movies out every couple of
Yep.
years because, yeah. But like, not like, are any of these movies connect? Like, I didn't see Birds of Prey, but is that connected to anything that's happened really?
It references Suicide Squad a couple of times, but you don't need to actually watch Suicide Squad to get it.
Right.
There's like a little recap section at the beginning of the movie to just kind of tell you, okay, here's where we are. Like this stuff happened. Watch Birds of Prey. It's fine. It's a fine movie.
It's just, I
enjoyable.
don't know. It's just like none of this seems connected. I don't think they're going to try to connect anything. It's just making movies to make movies, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's what they decide. Maybe they're make this universe making thing isn't what they're trying to do anymore. But they were trying to force it so hard the first time. That's just like, what are we even doing
Yeah.
here? But
I will still say that everything, even though half the stuff we said early in the podcast has been invalidated, I will stand by the idea that the fundamental problem of you cannot care about these characters is reason why this movie cannot work.
yeah,
Like even if they do get Superman back halfway through, it can't. I don't know. I just don't see a movie where these characters who are just meeting in this way with this Batman, I just can't see it happening. But
I just don't care.
yeah,
I just don't. And like, maybe that's me hating. Maybe it is. Or maybe I just like these characters
you
the way they're
also
supposed
just
to
going
be.
off of the precedent of BVS and Man of Steel also being not your favorite movies.
Yeah. But I don't know. It is what it is. It's
Mm-hmm. But
happening.
you
It's
know that even if this movie is actually trash, the fanboys who have been harassing Warner Brothers for the past 3 years are going to go in with the idea that it's already phenomenal and then come out thinking it's phenomenal because that's
yeah.
just how people are.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't convince them. Because, I mean, they already think BVS is, like, amazing. Which, no, it's not. I don't care.
No.
Like, I love superheroes. I love Batman. But no. It's not. That's really not a good movie. No, it's not.
Yeah.
And like, the same thing with Justice League. I love the Justice League. I love the concepts. I get it, but like the movie does not do it well.
No. No.
And like,
Um,
and they think this like hour and a, which do you think this hour and a half is gonna be added more towards the beginning, middle,
I
end? What do you
think
think?
I think they're gonna completely rework how Superman came back. I think they're gonna because I know in the New 52 when Darkseid first showed up, he kind of like possesses Superman, and because that's essentially how the Justice League formed. Like Darkseid shows up, and then the Justice League forms, and he possesses Superman. They kind of have to fight him off a little bit, and then they all come together to take Darkseid out. So they're going to completely, essentially, the first half I think is going to be at least relatively similar, like how the Justice League formed, under the idea of big stuff is coming. Batman's like, I need a contingency plan in case that Omega symbol does just show up out of nowhere. And then they'll actually show Flash going back to tell Batman about it, and then like they'll probably still have the like probably the end of Act 2 will be essentially a 3.5 hour movie will be Steppenwolf being defeated, and then they'll have another hour of Darkseid stuff. That's my guess.
Okay. Okay. I mean, all right, we'll see. Maybe it'll be good, but
Maybe
on the
no,
chance
maybe.
that it is,
I mean, I'm
it
at least
won't be.
happy for the people who have been wanting this. I'm happy for Zack Snyder to finally finish his vision.
I guess, even though it's flawed, I don't care.
I I'm not gonna pay for HBO Max to get it,
No,
but
never.
there's at least a chance that I might do the free trial and just try it out. I don't
I
know.
don't. I don't think I won't, because I don't really want to watch Justice League. I wouldn't. I don't want to watch Justice League now, so I don't really want to watch an hour and a half more.
I'll see what the first if there's a trailer, or like if reviews are like actually genuinely at least decent. I don't know. I hope it's just its own standalone thing, and then they just kind of continue the trajectory they were going with 84 and the Batman.
I guess I don't know. I'm just because like I didn't like it. I didn't like Zack Snyder with the characters before this movie, so I have no reason to think I'm like him after, even
Yeah.
with his whole vision realized or whatever. Because it's just like
There's a chance I even might like Wonder Woman less. I don't know.
that's what I'm saying. Like, but wow,
Wow.
See, this usually happens after we're
Right
done.
after. Like if we had started this 10 minutes before, like it would have.
Would have completely missed out, and then would have been like, well,
Well,
everything. Which, yeah, I will be the first to say that I was wrong. I didn't even think it was going to ever happen.
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to be a meme and a battle cry, and but now, see, the thing is though, now he's got to back it up.
Yes.
Because we've been talking about this for years, and they were saying, they've been talking like this is the greatest movie ever, all this stuff, and then watch this be trash, and then
Watch it be trash. Yeah.
like I'm kind of excited for it to crash and burn. But see, that's the thing. They think what we already got was amazing. They think these terrible things are amazing. So
It
you can't even argue with them and like be like this is trash. Like
it
you can't.
can't be worse than the Joss Whedon kind of directed Justice League, right? It can't be worse than that. Aside from it being an hour and a half longer.
Yes,
right?
it can.
I can't.
It can definitely be worse. It can definitely be worse. Like, especially if you see, my thing is, if you add all this time and nothing that matters happens, it'll be so much worse.
Yeah.
Or if you add all this time and I feel like they're gonna have all this extra time and it's just gonna be these useless scenes that don't build any characters, that have no real development, and then at the end, but they had Superman in a black suit, or Darkseid made like a 2-second cameo, and then that's it.
I
like,
have a very strong feeling that they're gonna try to have Darkseid be like the big fourth act villain, but they don't realize why Thanos worked because his presence had been building for 20-ish movies, so they just kind of like him being the big bad of Infinity War and in Endgame meant something to most of these characters, whereas here, Steppenwolf doesn't mean anything to anyone aside from maybe Aquaman and maybe Wonder Woman because of the just history they know. Doesn't mean anything to Batman aside from that vision, but like that doesn't mean anything for that's only one movie of setup, which
it ain't gonna work. Look, if somehow if it comes out next year and I somehow think, you know what, this is pretty good, I'll be the first one to say I will.
Yeah.
However,
because having Darkseid be your big bad can work. It worked phenomenally for the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. Like he showed up a couple of times throughout the show, and like, well, it helped that he started out as the finale villain of the Superman animated series. So Superman already had a beef with him when he showed up in Justice League, and then the finale of that show is him coming back. Like you have that through line. If he just shows up in this one, like I'm here, I'm the bad guy. Woo! It's like, no. If it, I guess it could be done well. And again, I'll eat my words if it does somehow. I just can't see it being done well right now.
I have no faith in this whatsoever. But I didn't have faith it would actually be happening in the first place. So there's that.
Like the nerd clash today was going to be a joke one of which will come out first, Cyborg, the Flash, or the Snyder Cut. Apparently, the Snyder Cut's coming out.
Apparently,
those other movies has been in production since like 2017 or whatever.
Something like that. I mean, the other movies I don't think are even going to be made. I mean, especially Cyborg. Like, no.
Which just kind of been a joke one, but.
But hey, well, there it is. Snyder Cut is coming out, I guess. We'll see if it's any good. My money's on no, but again, it depends on who I bet with, because some people will die on a hill saying it's amazing, even though if it's not. But who cares? I mean, look, the fanboys are getting what they asked for. Good for them.
Yes.
They deserve something, I guess.
All we need now is for Disney to remake The Last Jedi, and then we're golden.
It's like, oh man. Like,
joking, obviously.
Like, it's just, man. Like, I don't know, man. But see,
I don't want this to be a trend of major
exactly.
studios curtailing.
I don't want that. I don't want that to happen. I just like always like, oh, we don't like this, so the fans are deciding that we're gonna change this just because like that's not. Yeah, that's not a good. It's not a good thing to go. But
it's apparently happening
somehow. But
okay.
That was fun.
Is there anything else that we need to talk about?
I don't think there's anything I can top that.
Because my brother just messaged me like while we were doing this, like Snyder Cut tree. I was like, "No, you're joking."
He's like, "No, it's not. Stop messing with me." Sends a link. Oh no.
Okay. And with that, we will. Let's try that again. With that, we will see you all next time.
It's just like, I can't.